Hey y'all, I'm Elisa.
And I'm Samantha.
And welcome to Watch for Deer.
Hey guys, what are you doing?
What's up? I hope everybody had a good Christmas.
I had a great Christmas. I had a fantastic Christmas. I noticed we went to dinner Friday night and you had new bling on.
I do have new bling on somewhere.
I know, it's beautiful.
Isn't it gorgeous? My hubby loves me.
Hit that, it's beautiful.
Got a diamond tennis bracelet.
I
It's
know,
gorgeous.
it's so nice. It's so
gorgeous.
nice.
Thanks.
So, what did you all do for Christmas?
Oh, we did the usual. We went to my niece's over in Proctorville on Christmas Eve, and then on Christmas Day we went to my parents for ham dinner. My mom makes killer ham, like killer ham,
Killer
ham.
The best ham that we've ever made. And if I sound weird, just overlook me because I've been sick again. It's the curse of being a teacher.
Vitamin C or something.
The curse of being a teacher. We smoked a ham for Thanksgiving, and it was delicious.
I've never had one smoked.
Oh, it was pulled. It was a pulled ham. Oh my God, Elise, it was so good. It was made with orange juice, cherries, brown sugar.
It wasn't like super sweet though.
Bourbon.
Ooh.
What else was in it? I'm trying to think what else. Orange peels, orange slices. I've got the recipe up there. No, it wasn't super sweet at all. It was delicious. It was probably the best glaze I'd ever had in my life.
Oh my God, that sounds amazing.
It was good.
Now I'm hungry. Thanks. How was your Christmas?
It was good. It was good. Scott really, he knocked it out of the park. I'm trying to fix my microphone here, but I got to be able, because I'm doing the story today, so I've got to be able to see. It was excellent. We had Christmas with the kids a couple weeks ago because Kobe moved to Maryland.
Yep.
And so this Christmas was a little bit different. And Gavin, he got off work. He's a nurse. And when he got off work, he got here and then he went to bed. So we actually didn't do like the Christmas morning thing. We did, I think he got up at like 1 o'clock. And then I let them open their gifts. Scott let me open my gifts. He did so much better than I did for him.
Sometimes I feel like we do that. Like we have years where we're good and yay and great. And then you have years where it's like, just be happy that I'm here. Okay.
I felt like I did really good for his Christmas. He knocked it out of the park for me.
Well, do tell.
So for him, and don't judge me on this, but for him, and I
would never judge you.
Actually, first of all, we listen and we don't judge. But his Christmas is not a bad Christmas. It was just that mine was so good that it made his look really bad. And I had no idea either. So for Christmas, I got him 2 really nice shirts because I really like it when he wears a button-up long sleeve shirt, but then he uncuffs the sleeves and he rolls it up.
Yeah. Flip a hat backward.
I can't.
I
just
love
can't stand it.
a backward hat.
I'm telling you, listen, when he does that to his shirts, I don't know if there's anything more sexy than when he does that to his shirts. And I don't know why.
I do
love
know
his
something
forearms.
more sexy. That would be Clint with his hat backward and his aviators on. And he's like, just like, ooh, son.
It's so funny what we find sexy in our husbands, isn't it? So
it is.
But I just really like his forearms. Anyways, so I got him 2 really nice shirts. And I got him socks and underwear. I know.
Always.
And but he needs them.
Yeah.
He needs it, and he just needed it. And I got him a really nice, semi-expensive bottle bourbon, Old Forester, Statesman. I think it's Statesman.
I know nothing about bourbon.
So, and I got him that. It's not super expensive, but it's a more expensive bottle.
Yeah.
It was a nice bottle of bourbon. I was really excited for his Christmas. Well, for 2 days before Christmas, he's like, you can't go downstairs. You can't go downstairs. I'm like, okay. And I did not go downstairs because I don't like to ruin Christmas. And he's like, Christmas, he's like, okay, come downstairs. I walk downstairs and there's this humongous cherry apple red toolbox that I've been wanting on wheels. I've been wanting it so bad for my kitchen, Elisa.
Yeah, we tried to steal the one he got for the basement.
Yeah.
When he brought it in, and he was like, paws off.
I mean, it is such a nice toolbox. And I was like, oh my gosh, I'm so excited, because that was several $100s, you know, and I was not expecting that. And then we go back upstairs and he hands me these gifts, and he gets me a really nice shirt, and I like it.
Yeah.
It's a little bit too big. It's a lot too big, but
It's
I'm gonna wear it around the house. Super comfy. He hands me this other bag, and it looks like a bottle. I figured he got me a nice bottle of wine because I love to drink wine.
Right.
And I opened it up, and it was a really nice bottle of wine. It's delicious. I should have poured some. I actually put it in the fridge for us so we can pause it in a minute and taste it.
Okay.
And inside of that was an envelope. And I opened up the envelope, and he had bought me a spa package.
Ooh.
I know.
Nice.
To go have a full body massage.
Ooh.
And a manicure and pedicure.
Yeah.
And I just felt so happy, but I felt so bad. I felt so bad. I just felt so bad. I went upstairs and got the bottle of wine. Wine. Because I want Lisa to try it, and we do like to drink our wine. And we love to drink wine when we are podcasting. Yeah. It is Kirkwood. Hand me the bottle. Because I really, really like this, and I love promoting stuff from West Virginia. These people have not paid me a dime. This is free advertisement for them. Go get you a bottle. It's delicious. Elisa has hers in her hand.
I've not tried it yet.
And also, she has hers in her hand.
And I'm very picky with wine.
And she'll tell you, if you don't like it, you're going to
be like, that tastes like butthole.
And absolutely, well, I don't know if I'd go that far.
I mean,
I love it. I think it tastes amazing. So, anyways, it's Kirkwood Winery, West Virginia Fine Wines, strawberry wine. It is a sweet.
I do like
it's a sweet. It's not red. It's a pink, almost like a pink, like a blush.
It is real pretty.
It's 11% alcohol by volume.
And it smells amazing.
We took a picture of it. She's not tasted it yet. I have already drank some of it. I popped it open as soon as he gave it to me at Christmas. But cheers, ma'am. Try
Cheers.
it. It's so good.
Ooh.
It is so delicious. It
That's
actually
good.
may be the best wine I've ever had. And I have had a lot of wine, a lot of different wines. I've had super expensive wines.
I do not like the real bitter, real dry.
I don't like a dry wine. I don't like a bitter wine. This is delicious. It's delicious. And it's made right here in West Virginia. So Kirkwood Winery, you guys rock. And you have made my new favorite wine, which is not an easy thing to do.
Yeah, that's really good.
It's delicious.
It is really good. I give it 2 thumbs up.
If I'm rating it on a 10, I'm giving it a 9. And I don't know if I've ever had a 10 yet.
I would second that. I've not had a lot of wine, but so far.
I've had a lot of wine.
There's another one a friend had me try. I think it's called Black and Bruised. And I don't know who makes it, but I literally took a drink of it. And my grandpa used to grow grapevines.
Mm-hmm.
And when they'd get ripe, we'd go and pick those grapes from the grapevine and like squish them and like eat the grapes.
Yeah.
And when I took a drink of that wine, let me tell you, when I could taste those grape peelings, like it was like pure nostalgia.
Was it?
It was like, holy crap! Like it was really good.
It was really good.
I'm gonna have to find a bottle of that for you because I think you'd really enjoy it.
What's it called? Black and
Bruised.
Black and Bruised.
Oh, it's amazing. But yeah, this is good.
Well, I've never had any other kind of Kirkwood wine before. I've never had it. I will probably pick up another bottle. There's no probably to it. I will definitely pick up another bottle of this. I do not believe it's super expensive at all. I don't think it's expensive at all. But I will probably get us a couple more bottles, and I think maybe every now and then we need to do like a blind wine tasting.
That would be fun.
Well, a lot of girls listen to us, and we like to drink wine, and they do. And a lot of guys like wine, too. I know several men who like wine. So, anyways.
Interesting.
I'm going to try to get through this story. It's long. It's very interesting. But where my nose is so stopped up, you're going to hear me going and all that stuff. And I'm sorry. If you don't want to hear me, struggling to breathe and sniffing and stuff, the only thing I can tell you is just wait till next Tuesday and catch up on the next one.
All right, I'm ready. I'm excited.
All right. Elisa, I have 2 questions for you.
Okay.
What is the number 1 cause of death for pregnant women? And you listeners too, when I ask you that, what do you say? The number 1 cause of death in the United States
for pregnant
women.
I would say murder.
Huh?
I would say murder.
It is murder.
I
It is
mean,
murder.
right here, True Crime Podcast.
It is murder. And also, not trigger warning, but you're all going to need to know that I'm going to say shit a lot. I have riddled this paper that I've written, this story, with that word because I don't know how else to say it. And I know that I don't usually say a whole lot of cuss words, but just know right now that my second question for you is, and does being a piece of shit make one a murderer?
I mean, yeah.
You think so?
I think it could. I think it has high potential.
I know all kinds of pieces of shit, but I don't know any murderers.
Yeah, that's true. I think they got potential though.
But I think this is a murdering piece of shit. So, so let's just go with that.
Let's learn.
Yeah. Today, we're diving deep into one of the most infamous true crime cases of the early 2000s, the murder of Laci Peterson. You know what I'm talking about?
Laci Peterson. It sounds familiar.
I have asked you about this before, and you're like, yeah, I've heard of Scott Peterson. I've heard about it, but you're like, I don't know the story. You know, of course you've heard about it. It's on the news and stuff, the name, but you don't know the story behind it.
Don't know yeah.
Which is really odd that you don't know it, because I don't know how you could not know it, but hopefully some people that are listening don't know it, but I bet that I have a whole new bunch of information for people.
Ooh, I love new information.
All right. This case has captivated the nation and remains a topic of debate and speculation to this day. Before we get started, we're going to look at a few different scenarios that people are saying could have happened. We will explore different aspects of this case, but I want to make it clear. Our hearts go out to Laci and Connor's families. Regardless of what happened, two people lost their lives and they deserve to be remembered and they deserve to be honored. That being said, let's get started.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Let's go.
All right. And I picked this one too because
I may have just text her last night. Was it last night? Was it yesterday? I texted you. I was like, not it. You're doing a story.
Yeah, well, I mean, I've been wanting to do this story anyway, so, and I'd already had some stuff like pinned and
well, that's good.
I didn't write it yet, but it was fine because it's not hard for me to write this. It's just not hard for me to write this, especially since I write stuff all the time and I kind of know about it. So drink one.
I love it. Drink.
All right. So perfect timing because she was reported missing on December 24th, 2002. Scott Peterson told police he had gone fishing that day, and when he returned home, Laci was gone. This marked the beginning of a case that would unfold over the next several months, drawing intense media scrutiny, and public attention. Laci Peterson was a 27-year-old woman living in Modesto, California with her husband, Scott Peterson. She was a substitute teacher and was 8 months pregnant with their first child, a boy they had planned to name Connor. Laci was known for her vibrant personality, love of gardening, and her excitement about becoming a mother. Her friends described her as giddy when she first met Scott. He was described as the type of man that showered her with gifts. Her mom said that Laci was in love, and he seemed to be in love himself. Hold on one second, I messed this up. Scott and Laci met in California, or met at Cal Poly Tech State University, where they both studied agricultural business. They fell in love and got married in 1997. Scott worked as a fertilizer salesman and a subsidiary. No, hold on. He worked as a fertilizer salesman for Trade Corps USA, a subsidiary. I don't know, of European Agricultural Supply Company. His job involved selling irrigation system, fertilizers, and chemical nutrients to large farms and flower gardens in California, Arizona, and New Mexico.
I remember us talking about this one now.
Do you?
Yeah, I do.
Laci and Scott appeared to have a picture-perfect life. They bought a home in Modesto and were eagerly anticipating the arrival of their son, Connor. Laci loved decorating their home, spending time with family, and planning for the future. Her disappearance on Christmas Eve shattered this image and left everyone searching for answers. Scott Peterson's account of the day Laci went missing is as followed. That morning, Scott said he and Laci had breakfast together, and she mentioned plans to walk the dog, Mackenzie, bake cookies for Christmas, and possibly go shopping with her mom.
Okay, nothing out of the ordinary.
No, nothing out of the ordinary. I mean, just
totally
a
normal day.
Sure.
Yeah.
Excuse me, I'm sorry. That late morning, Scott decided to go fishing at the Berkeley Marina about 90 miles away. He left home around 9:30 in the morning.
That already feels sus to me if it's on Christmas Eve.
When the detectives asked Scott why he went fishing anyway, because it's Christmas Eve.
Huh, look at there.
Yeah, and he has a wife at home that's 8 months pregnant. He said that he was going to go golfing, but it was too cold out, so he wanted to take his new boat out.
So you'd rather be on the water in the cold wind with that?
So I'm going to play a clip for you now that's a voicemail that Scott Peterson left Laci that day. He says in the voicemail that it's 2:15, which I find sus. But then I try to think back that it's not right now. It's back into early 2000s.
2002.
So maybe he said, hey, it's 2:15, blah, blah, blah. I'm going to let you listen to it. This is one of several voice clips that I have to play.
Okay.
And then we're going to talk. Okay, ready?
Yep.
I just left a message at home. 2:15. I live in Berkeley. I won't be able to get to Villa Farms to get that basket for Papa. I was hoping you would get this message and go on out there. I'll see you in a bit, sweetie. Love you. Bye.
Mm-hmm.
That afternoon, Scott said he returned home between 4:30 and 5 to find Laci missing. One point that I should make is when he got home, Mackenzie, the dog, was running around the yard with her leash still attached. The neighbor had found the dog earlier running around with the leash attached, running around the yard, and she put the dog back into the fenced-in area. He assumed she was with her mother or out shopping. Scott then took his clothes off, did a load of laundry for just his clothes.
Mm-hmm. That's because he was washing evidence down the drain.
And then he showered.
Yeah, you did.
That evening, when Laci didn't return, Scott called her mother, Sharon Rocha, called friends, and he went to the neighbor's house. The first neighbors he talked to, he told the neighbors he was golfing.
Well, why you be lying about it already?
He told her parents he was fishing, and they were shocked that he had a boat. They didn't know that the man, their son-in-law, had a boat. Then they reported her missing to the police. According to CBS News, Detective John Bueller went over to the Peterson house that evening, or whenever they did the announcement.
Yeah.
Bueller went over. Bueller says that Scott's behavior was odd. He seemed uninterested. The police asked Scott, "You have no idea where Laci is?" "I do not," he said. "You guys didn't have problems, did you? Marriage problems?" "No." "So everything's good?" "Mm-hmm." That's what he said. He went, "Mm-hmm."
Mm-hmm.
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 Now, this man's wife is missing. And let me also go ahead and say that some of the stuff that I didn't write in here, that's exactly how he approached the mom, the friends, and the neighbors. He did not say, "Hey, do you know where Laci's at? I can't find her." "Hey, have you seen Laci? She's not answering her phone," or "I don't know where she's at." He literally said, "Laci's missing. Laci's missing."
How do you know Laci's missing?
But I try to think of this too, Elisa, like when we talk about stuff like this, because there's some other stuff in here that we're going to talk about that. So they're from California. Maybe they speak different than us and be like, "Hey, I don't know." Like maybe in West Virginia here, that's abnormal. You would not be like, if I could not find Scott or anybody, I wouldn't be like they're missing. I mean, I might be after days. And the police told me they're missing.
Hey, Scott, where's Sam at? I can't get a hold of her. Where's she at? Or,
Yeah.
it's not going to be like, she's missing.
Right.
Never once have we ever and be like, where you at?
That's
Well,
not
there was that
something you
one
do.
time
Right.
in Paintsville. Everybody thought I was missing.
Oh my God.
That was a fiasco.
So Scott, however, to his credit, I'm going to say this. Scott did let the detective look through the house and check the cars initially. They asked, can we look through the house? Absolutely. Can we check the cars? Because Scott had went in with the purse and stuff, and he was like, her purse is right here. There's nothing missing in her purse. The detective, Bueller, was like, hey, where's her phone? He's like, it's in the car. He's like, can I look in the car? He's like, absolutely, go look in the car. So he let them check that stuff.
Yeah.
Okay?
But that is giving the impression that he's not hiding anything. So that's he's baiting them in.
The initial response to Laci's disappearance was extensive. Friends, family, and volunteers searched the Modesto area, and the police launched an investigation. Media outlets quickly picked up the story, and it wasn't long before Laci's face was on every news channel in the country. I remember when this happened. I remember it vividly when it happened.
So I was a senior in high school, and I'm sure I wasn't paying a bit of attention to any news.
I was probably working at the Walmart. I know I was. I was probably working
So,
at the Walmart.
I like I said, when you mentioned it, I was like, no, it was
Working at the Walmarts, yeah. Okay. Yeah. However, people were wondering why Scott was being so reserved, not engaging with the media, and not really having anything to do with the media at all. He wasn't speaking about it at all. It was just her family.
And here's the thing. If you genuinely love your wife and she is 8 months pregnant with your son and you can't find her, you're not going to be like super chill about it.
No. And I'm going back to when I'm watching these documentaries and I'm watching news clips and everything to do this story. There's no crying or anything. There's no watery eyes. There's nothing.
No emotion.
There's a smirk on his smart ass face. There's that. He's got this little smirk on his face like he looks like the Grinch.
Well, most people like that think that they can get away with it. Like they think they're so smart. They're so above the law.
But anyways, he's having nothing to do with the media. No, he's not really having anything to do with it at all. Laci's friends and family were the ones that were on the news. They were the ones pleading. I actually thought about playing the clip of Laci's mom on the news, and I decided not to because look at my face.
Oh yeah, she's already about to cry.
Listened to it one time, and I was like, I'm not doing it. If you want to listen to it, you go right ahead, but I am not playing that because I won't get through the story.
Right.
Okay. Anyways. I have an idea about why he didn't want to be on the news, but that comes a little bit later.
Okay.
And you'll figure it out too. As the investigation progressed, Scott Peterson's behavior came under scrutiny. He said he would take a polygraph, and then within 24 hours, he refused. It is said that Scott's dad advised him not to take it. When he was asked if they could search the home, look through the computers and so on, because the detective literally was like, hey, Scott, we need to go through this house. We need to search the computers. We can do a more extensive search than what you can because you know what? Laci may have had a stalker.
Yeah.
And if she had a stalker and these things were bugged or whatever's going on, we can find it.
Yeah.
What do you think? Do you think he let him do it?
No, man.
No.
They find all kinds of evidence of how to kill a pregnant woman or
probably.
how to dispose
That's
of a
exactly
body
right.
or something like that.
Yeah. So anyways, they said, let us go through and all this stuff, blah, 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 sign these papers saying that we can search your house and your computers. He looks at the papers. He looked at the detective and was like, you actually think I'm going to sign that without my lawyer present? His wife is missing.
Who's 8 months pregnant.
With their son, whose name is going to be Connor. And he was like, you actually think I'm going to sign this? But still, at this point, we're asking ourselves, why, Scott? Why are you doing this? Why are you doing this? It doesn't make any sense. Everybody right now, and even at this point, her mom, friends and everything, that Laci never mentioned outside of relation. Wait.
You're fine.
Am I? Okay. Laci never mentions anything bad to any of her friends. As far as everybody knows and everybody sees and everything, Scott's a wonderful husband. Laci is so happily married. She's having a baby. She had told her mom before that Scott didn't want a baby, but like 6 months later, she told her they was trying. But nobody had anything bad to say about Scott or Laci, like a loving relationship and a family being built.
Yeah.
So what's the deal?
What's
the deal, Pickle? What in the shit is going on? Scott Peterson? Anyways.
What happened?
I've lost my place now. Anyways. He says, You don't think I'm going to let you search all that without, I ain't signing that and letting you search nothing without my lawyer. However, they already had a search warrant in place. They just wanted to know if he was going to let them.
To actually let them. So I can see his point of view and I'm going to play devil's advocate because, we like to do this. We like
do.
to kind of try and switch our perspective. Maybe because the first suspect when a spouse or a partner goes missing is the husband or the wife.
Because it usually is.
Exactly.
There's a reason.
So I can see why he was like, yeah, no. Like,
it doesn't matter
okay,
if it
I understand.
It doesn't matter though, Elisa, if it is the
But if
first
it was
suspect,
me?
because if you're
I'd be like, I'd sign
person-
whatever.
if your person is legit
Yeah.
missing, who cares what they find on that computer?
Yeah.
Who
So
cares
what?
if
You watched porn. Nobody cares.
I mean,
Or you're having an affair.
all of that stuff, what you just mentioned, all that stuff
that's
is
like
nothing
worst case.
compared
Right. It's
to
worst
losing
case.
like a life.
Right. It's all bad. Yeah.
Right.
I could see you don't want it to be out, but at the same time, it would make you look. Either way he goes, he's screwed. He's screwed.
Anyways, there were reports of him being unemotional and detached, even as his wife and unborn child were missing. They had gotten over 11,000 calls about Laci, and one of those calls came from a woman named Amber Fry.
Uh-oh. I smell infidelity.
Well, you absolutely are smelling correctly.
I smell infidelity.
Amber Fry was a massage therapist
Yes, she was.
who had been dating Scott Peterson for months before Laci's disappearance.
You gotta watch a massage therapist.
Hold on.
telling ya.
You're going to feel bad. You're going to feel bad about what you're saying.
Okay.
Amber had no idea Scott was married.
Oh,
No
shady
clue.
bastard.
No clue. Let alone that his wife was missing. When she saw the news reports about Laci, she immediately contacted the police.
So she didn't know that he was even married.
No idea.
And then she finds out he's married because all this is on the news. And she was like, whoa.
A friend of Amber's knew that someone that worked for Scott in some way. Hold on one second. I messed this up. Okay, anyways, I'll just tell it on my own. So Scott, Amber lived an hour, 2 hours away.
Okay.
Scott was going back and forth between Laci's house and Amber's house. He was dating Amber. He had told Amber that he was single. Amber had no idea.
That's so sad.
No
I
idea.
hate that for her.
She had no idea. So in the documentary that I was watching, they had referred to her as a mistress. And she was like, I was not a mistress. A mistress is someone who dates a married man knowingly that he is married.
Yeah.
She said, I was his girlfriend. I did not know that he was married.
Right. That's not on her.
You cannot fault her for
No.
this.
Mm-mm.
No. Amber had no idea. Up until this point, until she saw on the news, she had no idea. And it wasn't even like it wasn't on the news. I think it was a newspaper. I think it was in the newspaper is what she saw.
Could you imagine? That's like the biggest gut punch.
So what happened, these people are calling in and saying, hey, all over the country, giving tips. Amber Fry, she calls in, and while they're doing the telephone call with her, and she's like, okay, my name's Amber Fry. I've been dating Scott Peterson for months. He's my boyfriend. I had no idea he was married and all this stuff. She's typing it in. She's taking notes while she's talking.
Okay.
The detective on the case just so happened walked by and was looking at the computer and watching her type it out. He had no idea. He goes, this woman, is she on the phone now? And the woman, her taking the call, she shakes her head. She goes, yes. He goes, let me talk to her. He talks to her. He goes and talks to her.
Like immediately.
Yeah, he goes and talks to her. He goes and talks to her like immediately. So the cop got a hold of Amber and he was like, hey, listen, do not tell anybody that you've called us. Don't tell anybody. We're on our way. Now, remember, they're a few hours away.
Mm-hmm.
So they go to Amber's house and they spoke, and she agreed to allow him to continue to lie and record their conversations.
Okay.
So Amber is now in this predicament that she should not have ever been in. But she is pretending that she knows nothing about this.
And kudos to her, because how easy would it have been for her to call, give that information up, and be like, I do not want in this.
Right,
I don't want in it. I don't want no part of this.
Right. But no,
so kudos to her. That's badassery.
Yes, yes. So so the police go there. All right. On one of the conversations they had, he told Amber that he had to go to Paris for work. So he was at Paris for the New Year. He had called her and was like, Happy New Year. I miss you, baby. I wish you were here. Blah, blah, blah. He, in fact, was not in Paris, Elisa. He was not in Paris, Elisa.
I was going to ask you that.
Do you know where he was?
Wasn't in Paris.
Do you know where he was,
At
Elisa?
his wife's funeral?
No. They didn't have a funeral. They didn't have a body.
But
she's just missing.
Probably being questioned.
He was at his missing wife's vigil. Candle.
Yeah, that's, yeah.
Yeah, I need you to think of that horse shit.
Yeah.
He is at his missing wife's candle light vigil, and he's calling
His
Amber,
girlfriend.
pretending he's in Paris at New Year's.
Blech.
But Amber did really good and kept up the facade because she knew he wasn't in Paris. She knew exactly what was going on. But she was just faking it. Fake it till you make it, baby. Fake it till you make it.
That's what I say. Be good at BSing.
Amber gave the police a picture of her and Scott. The cops, being the super smart people that they are, wanted to show Scott that picture. They wanted to confront him with this. Say, hey, we know. But they can't give him the color copy, the print off of the 5x4 whatever picture that you get at the Rite Aid. So what do? Because he would know then that Amber was in on it too.
Yeah.
They took a copy of that picture and sent it through a fax machine. Sent the black and white paper picture that supposedly came through the fax machine and showed that to Scott and said they got a tip that he was having an affair with Amber.
All right.
So that keeps her out of the clear.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyways, the cops, being smart, ran it through the fax machine, so it looks like it came in as a tip, and that Amber still doesn't know that he's married and his wife and his unborn child is missing. Scott calls and tells Amber that his wife is missing, and he hasn't been in Europe. Now we're going to go back here.
Duh.
Yeah, that he's not been in Europe.
You mean you didn't go to Paris?
No, he did not go to Paris. So pause it because I have another audio clip to get up.
Okay.
And this is that conversation.
I'm so sorry that this has happened, and I'm so sorry I'm going to hurt you in this way. I don't want to do this over the phone. I want to tell you this. I want to be one person to tell you this. But I'm sure it's why Saki called you.
What?
I'm sure it's why Saki called you.
Why would that? What are you talking about?
It's the worst thing. Sorry, Amber. No, I'll just tell you.
Okay.
You haven't been watching the news, obviously.
No.
I have not been traveling during the last couple weeks. I've lied to you.
Okay, I'm going to keep playing, but he's saying, you've not been watching the news, because he's hard to understand.
Yeah.
You've not been watching the news, have you? I've not been
Honest.
Honest.
Yeah.
And in Europe the last couple weeks.
Yeah.
Okay.
Been traveling.
Okay.
The girl I got married to, her name is Laci. She disappeared just before Christmas. For the past 2 weeks, I've been in Modesto with her family and mine, searching for her.
Okay.
Tell me how
So this
she's
is
keeping her cool. She is absolutely keeping her cool. And
She's a whole nother level.
See, now he had told Amber on December 9th, I've got to back up here. I do have to back up because there's other situations going to come into play. This is new. This is like a day or two after New Year's when they make this phone call. When he has to call and admit that he is married and Laci. And that phone call, you can look it up. It's very long. It's a very long phone conversation. She does awesome. But around the first week of December, somebody that Scott works with found out that he was married. And I don't remember who exactly it was. He gets a hold of Scott, and he tells Scott, because he knows Amber. I don't know if this is how they met or whatever, because apparently this person didn't know that Scott was married either. He
Could
says,
be just like an acquaintance.
right. He says, you tell Amber that you're married, or I will.
Go. I like it.
On December 9th, he goes and buys a boat. And then he goes and tells Amber that this will be the first Christmas that he has spent alone.
This is premeditated.
That he had a wife, but he does not have one anymore.
Shit.
Okay. So, there's that. You need to know that. In these recorded calls, Scott admitted to lying about his marriage and whereabouts. He expressed regret and fear about the situation, but continued to lie to Amber even as the investigation into Laci's disappearance intensified. These revelations painted Scott in a very unfavorable light and contributed to the growing suspicion that he was involved in Laci's disappearance. The police began to focus their investigation on Scott, looking for any evidence that could link him to the crime. The detectives had a tracker on Scott's truck. He went to the bay where he went fishing several times. That is where he went fishing on Christmas Eve. He would get out of the truck, he would look out into the water, and then he would get back in the truck and leave. This is a 90-mile drive for him to go to the bay, get out, stare longingly across the water,
Trying to see if a body pops up.
and then hightail it back. They thought they had found a body in the bay at one point, but it ended up being a big anchor. And at this point, this is all over the news. This is all over media. People are talking about it. It's all in the papers. You've got hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of people looking for her. They're looking for her. The police are convinced at this time that Scott has done this. You know, Scott's done it. She's in the bay.
Well, absolutely.
So they're looking for a body. They think they found one. They think in the picture, the underwater pictures, that she is sprawled out at the bottom of the bay with her arms spread wide open. They have the picture. They pull her up. The detectives pulled it up, and it was just a big anchor. It was not her. It wasn't her. It wasn't Laci.
How can an anchor look so much like a person?
But the detectives had a wiretap on Scott's phone. He knew that they were looking there and that they thought they had found something. Scott's mom called his phone and left a message telling him that it wasn't Laci in the bay, but it was an anchor. And then I want you to hear this audio clip, because this one really pissed me off. So on this clip, it is a clip. Now remember, his phone is wiretapped, and this, you all may not know this, but I do. With all my extensive research, I have found this out. When your phone's wiretapped, it is not only recording when you're actually talking to somebody on the other end. It's recording anytime your phone is on.
At all times, yeah.
So when his mom called and left a voicemail, when he answered that voicemail, even though he's not talking to someone, it's still recording him. It's recording while he's listening, it's on. Yeah. So it's recording him. This, I want you to hear, if you hear anything, you're listening for him to go, whew. That's what you're listening for. You ready?
Oh my God.
Are you ready?
Yeah.
One unheard message. First message. Hi Scott, this is Mom. It's about 1:45. Just want you to know, I just got a call from Ron Sawyer. He's at Marina, and it was a boat anchor. Of course, we knew it wasn't Laci, but I just wanted you to know. I'm going to call your house in case you don't get this message first. Bye.
That SOB.
Yeah, that's what he does. He went,
Woo,
yeah.
that was close.
Woo, that was close.
Well,
wasn't it?
hell.
Man, that was close.
Woo-wee.
You sawed off piece of shit.
Oh my
Anyways,
God.
oh, it
you
makes
can
me
hear him whistle plain as day.
Yeah, he's such a piece of shit, Elise. He's such a piece of shit. Okay. He had everybody fooled. Okay. Calm down.
Okay. Take a drink of wine.
Take a drink of wine. Calm down.
Take a drink of wine.
Because it just keeps getting better.
Ooh.
Here, cheers me again.
Cheers me. It's good wine.
It's so good.
It is really good wine.
Kirkwood Winery. 2 thumbs up.
2 thumbs up.
Laci's family at this point was still supportive of Scott. Let me tell you why. They don't know about Amber.
Right. They probably don't. They probably just know what they know.
Don't know about Amber. Mom is kind of iffy, like a little bit. Like, she asked several things about Scott. She pulls him into a room at one point, like when this first started happening, been like, hey, I need to know everything. Everything.
Yeah.
Why do you have a boat? That's what she said. Why do you have a boat? You didn't even tell us you had a boat. You have a boat. You went fishing. You told us you were going golfing, but you went fishing.
Yeah, it's shady as hell.
And I think that Laci's stepdad's name was, or Laci's dad or whoever, his name was Ron. I think it was Ron. And he was like, oh, well, I wanted to get a surprise for Ron. Like, I wanted to go fishing.
Yeah,
so anyways, the
he wanted
family's
to
still
take
supportive
Ron.
because they don't know everything that the police know at this time.
Okay, they could get a pass. I mean, that's good. You gotta when you're a detective, you gotta keep everything close to the chest. You gotta keep your keep your hand.
Right.
You can't show it.
But somebody leaked to the National Enquirer. Remember the National Enquirer?
Mm-hmm.
Somebody leaked to the National
Another
Enquirer.
piece of shit.
That was a really piece of crap newspaper. That, remember Bad Boy? Do you remember National Enquirer Bad Boy?
All of it was shit.
Anyways, the National Enquirer got a hold of the picture of Amber and Scott. They had informed the detectives that they had about 24 hours before that picture was coming out in the National Enquirer. They were going to break the story.
Now, see, that should be freaking illegal.
No, it's freedom. No, it is not.
I mean, if it's pertinent to an investigation,
Nope.
it should be.
Listen to me. I believe with everything in me the detectives leaked that picture.
100%.
I do.
If it was a fax that was sent to them internally, 100%.
It wasn't a fax. They had the actual
well,
picture.
I mean, they
now,
had the
National
picture, but they
Enquirer
made
has
a
the
fax.
picture.
Yeah,
I mean,
for sure. You leaked it. You just stirred the pot.
So the detectives were informed by the magazine that they had the story that was coming out, and that they had that they may want to prepare because this is getting ready to happen.
Yeah, somebody got paid off.
So the detectives called and had a meeting with Laci's parents because Laci's parents had no idea about Amber.
Ooh-wee.
When the detectives told them that he was having an affair and that the story was going to break in the day, the mom looked at them and said, "Why did he have to kill her? He didn't have to kill her." That was her mom's first, but he didn't have to kill her.
He didn't have to kill her.
People have affairs all the time.
And that's
why did you have to kill her?
And you see that, and I listen to a lot of podcasts, and you hear it over and over and over. I just need rid of her. Just, hello, it's called divorce.
Just leave.
Just file the papers. Just leave.
Yeah.
Just walk away and start a new life. That's
Well,
it.
After that moment, they did not support him anymore at all. None of the family, not Laci's brother, not friends, nothing, none of them. Which they were kind of on the fence about it anyways because the way he was acting, not talking to media. But I really think the reason he wasn't talking to the media is because he didn't want Amber to see him in the first place.
Right.
So the media goes crazy when the Amber story breaks. Scott's family still stands by his side, though. Scott's sister even goes so far as to say, Elisa, that what he was doing with Amber was not an affair. He just wanted to have sex with someone that was willing to have sex. It wasn't an affair.
Then go buy a hooker.
She's still saying that. I heard the old woman say it today. Like I heard her say it again today. Scott finally decides to talk to the media, and he goes on Diane Sawyer, and she chews him up and spits him out.
As she should.
He says that he told the police about Amber on December 24th. December 24th is when Laci went missing. He says that he told the police that night that he had a girlfriend. That is a lie. He did not do that. The night he told them she was missing, which was, he said that he told them about Amber on that night, which is the night that he told him, that Laci was missing, which was a big lie. He
Right.
also said that he told Laci about Amber and that she was not upset. Listen, people, you can go back and just Google Diane Sawyer and Scott Peterson. You can go watch this. He says that he told his 8.5-month pregnant wife that he was having a full-on affair with Amber.
And she was like,
she
all
was
right,
not
that's
upset.
cool, bro. That's cool.
Diane looks at him right in the face, right in his snotty little face. And she says, do you really expect people to believe that you had told your 8.5-month pregnant wife that you were having an affair and she was okay with it? She was calm. He said, well, yeah, you don't know our relationship. Well, let me tell you something, Scott Peterson. We may not know your relationship, but we know women. And I bet you dollars to donuts that was a lie. Because her pregnant ass would have whooped your sorry behind all over that place, you cheating piece of shit.
And would have turned around and beat the shit out of the girlfriend.
Allegedly.
I'm just saying.
But that's what he said. Yeah, you don't know our relationship. And I swear, Elisa, the whole time he's talking to her, like the corners of his mouth is curling up like the Grinch.
Like he's smirking, like he's just eating it up. Like,
And here, you know what the worst part about this is? The worst part? He's not a bad looking guy. This is what I try.
I feel like I
How
need
many
to
times have we
Google
said
him.
this? How many times have we said bad people don't look like bad
like they
people?
don't. Yeah. I'm Googling.
He's not a
people.
bad looking man. He's not. Laci's beautiful. Laci, I'm not saying he was beautiful. I'm just saying like
I mean, he's okay. I mean, well, back in the day.
and Laci was beautiful. Like they're a beautiful couple.
I tell you, he
Crazy.
was not like a fine wine. He did not age. He aged like shit.
Yes. So on April the 13th, hold on one second. Let me pull this back up. I've got mine on the laptop. On April the 13th, 2003, the remains of a woman and a male fetus were found in the San Francisco Bay, near the area where Scott had been fishing on December 24th. The remains were identified as Laci Peterson and her unborn son. Now it was just Laci's torso.
They just found her.
I think it was just her torso at first, I believe. I believe that's what it was.
Oh, shit.
And they found her unborn son, Connor. This discovery turned the missing person case into a murder investigation. Scott Peterson was arrested April 18th, 2003, near a La Jolla golf course, which is down in San Diego, California.
Yeah, because that's what I'd want to do is golf while my wife.
Well, that's where his... Now this needs to be said because there's other stuff that I've got to mention, okay? He was in San Diego, California, which is an hour from the Mexican border. His family lived down there. It was not abnormal for him to go down there and go golfing with his dad and brothers. All right.
Okay.
Scott Peterson was arrested on April 18, 2003, near La Jolla golf course. He had dyed his hair and his beard, carried a large amount of cash, and had items such as camping gear, his brother's ID, which led authorities to believe he was planning to run. Scott was charged with 2 counts of murder, one for Laci and one for Connor.
As he should have been.
Okay. There's still more to this. Like, the trial for Scott Peterson began on June 1st, 2004 and lasted until November 12th, 2004. The prosecution presented a case based on circumstantial evidence, and that's exactly what they had, Elise. It was circumstantial evidence. They had no hard evidence. They had no recordings, no video, no witnesses. They didn't even have any witnesses saying anything that was bad in their relationship
bad
before
about
this
them,
happened.
yeah.
The only thing they had was Amber and that whole December 9th thing, which, I mean, he did that. He went and bought a boat, and then he told that he was spending Christmas alone. But again, does being a cheating piece of shit make you a murderer? Because it is
Technically, no.
that okay.
Technically, no.
Okay.
However, in this situation, it does.
Well, there's more. Hold on. There's more. There's more. Okay. There was no direct evidence linking Scott to the murders. Key points included Scott's affair with Amber Fry, his inconsistent behavior, the proximity of Laci's body to where he had been fishing. There was also one strand of her hair wrapped around a pair of pliers in the boat. One strand. That's it. I mean, it was her hair, but
here, if she didn't know that he had a boat, why
Laci
in the
knew he
hell?
had a boat.
Oh, okay.
The family didn't.
The family didn't.
The defense argued that there was no physical evidence tying Scott to the crime and suggested that Laci had been abducted or murdered by someone else. They pointed to reports of suspicious activity and break-ins in the neighborhood around the time of Laci's disappearance. Here's where this gets a little choppy. Okay? Now remember, she went missing December 24th.
And she was walking the dog.
Okay. She was
The dog was
supposedly
found with the leash.
She was supposedly walking the dog.
Okay, I could see how that looks shady.
All right. Let's go to that first. Walking the dog. She told Scott. Now this is all allegedly too. Like all of this. She told Scott that she was going to go walk the dog. When Scott got home, the dog was running in the backyard, leash still attached. A neighbor, which this is true,
Right.
found the dog running around with the leash on it, put the dog in the backyard. Right?
Yep.
Okay. There are eyewitness accounts that saw Laci that morning after Scott left
Okay.
that said that they saw Laci that morning walking the dog in the park.
Okay.
Which was not abnormal for her to do. This is after Scott left.
Okay.
The police said that there was a few women in that neighborhood that were pregnant about the same time Laci was, and that these women kind of looked like Laci. And that the people who saw and said, we saw Laci in the park, these other pregnant women were also walking in the park. And that these people did not know Laci. So they're saying they could not guarantee with 100% certainty that it was Laci that they saw.
It was actually, they do recall seeing a pregnant woman walking a dog.
They said it was
could
Laci,
not.
but the detectives are like, yeah, you don't know.
Right.
Okay. So I'm going to keep reading this. So I may accidentally say something again. The defense argued that there was no physical evidence tying Scott to the crime and suggested that Laci had been abducted and murdered by someone else. They pointed to reports of suspicious activity of break-ins in the neighborhood around the time of Laci's disappearance. Throughout the investigation, there were no reports from Laci's friends or family indicating that she ever spoke about Scott being a bad person or that she was concerned about him in any way whatsoever.
Yeah.
Didn't happen. Laci was described as being very happy and excited about a pregnancy and her future with Scott.
Sure.
Despite the defense's efforts, the jury found Scott Peterson, and we're still not done, so don't change the channel yet. Don't turn it off. Despite the defense's efforts, the jury found Scott Peterson guilty of first-degree murder for Laci and second-degree murder for Connor on December 12, 2004. He was sentenced to death on March 16, 2005. However, in August of 2020, the California Supreme Court overturned his death sentence due to issues with the jury selection. I'm going to talk about that too, because this dude may get a retrial. Hold on. Scott was resentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole on December 8th, 2021. Throughout the years, Scott has maintained his innocence.
Bullshit.
His defense team has continued to argue that there's evidence supporting the theory that Laci was killed by someone else. Hold on.
I still...
One argument that they raise is the presence of break-ins in the area at the time of Laci's disappearance. They suggest that Laci may have witnessed one of these burglaries and was abducted and killed as a result. The two men that burglared a neighbor's house, Stephen Todd and Glenn Pierce, said that they robbed the house on the 27th. But it couldn't have been the 27th because the homeowners were back from their Christmas trip on the 27th. Because the homeowners were back from their Christmas trip, the detectives seemed to think that since these two pieces of shit don't have dates aren't that important, and they decided that the date the house was robbed was actually on the 26th, not the 27th, which is 2 days after Laci went missing. The detectives said that the burglars mentioned that a lot of people and media were in the area while they were there robbing the place. They had alibis for the 24th, and the two men practically begged to take polygraphs because there is a code in prison, and they wanted to show other inmates that they had nothing to do with hurting this woman and this child. The detectives are adamant that there is no way that Stephen and Glenn had anything to do with the disappearance and subsequent murder.
I agree. I feel like that's like if they're like robbing places, for them to go straight and like kidnap and murder a woman.
If she's walking that dog,
Well,
and she walks
hear
in
me
on
out.
it.
Hear me out. And she goes and she, sees them. That's such a huge escalation to go from robbing to kidnapping and murdering a pregnant woman. I feel like that's just...
I don't know. At least you hear about robberies go bad all the time.
Right. It wasn't like she walked in the house, though.
I don't know.
Another
point of contention is the timeline of events on December 24th. Scott's defense argues that the timeline provided by the prosecution doesn't account for all of Laci's activities that day and leaves huge gaps that could indicate other possibilities. So during that day, there's humongous gaps that they can't prove where she was, what she wasn't doing, all this stuff. In recent developments, Scott's attorneys are pushing for a retrial based on new evidence and claims of a failed initial investigation. The Los Angeles Innocence Project has taken up this case, arguing that crucial evidence was overlooked and that DNA testing on a piece of duct tape found on Laci Peterson's remains could potentially exonerate him. They didn't even test the duct tape, from what I can find. Adding to the intrigue, there have been reports about a juror nicknamed Strawberry Cupcake, but there's no concrete information available about their role or influence in that case. Now, after I wrote that, I went back and was looking, and I should have taken that out because I just read something that's not true. Yes, I do know what it is. So they call this juror Strawberry Cupcake because her hair was red. She's a ginger. Whenever you are a juror, they give you a what is that thing to fill out?
like if you know the...
Yeah, like they have all kinds of questions. A questionnaire.
Yeah.
One of the questions, or several of the questions, was stating, have you ever been in a violent relationship? Have you ever blah, blah, blah. All this stuff about, have you ever been in a violent relationship and all this stuff? She checked no. Have you ever been a victim of a victim?
Yeah.
She checked no. Yes, she had.
And she
twice. She had twice.
Okay.
Her attorney is saying now, well, the reason that she said that she checked no when she actually had is because she don't look at herself as a victim.
Okay.
So that right there, that whole thing right there with that juror, Strawberry Cupcake, may get this whole thing overturned, and he may get a whole new retrial.
Huzzy.
Adding to the intrigue, there have been Nope, I already read that. Keep on going, Samantha. Laci Peterson, Scott's sister-in-law, Scott's brother's wife, which this is weird. I think this is weird. I don't know. It's just weird how she has a room called the War Room, and you walk into it, and you know how like when you watch Law and Order movies and stuff.
Do not tell me she's got...
I mean, she might. She might. But you know how like when you watch Law and Order, stuff like that, they have all this stuff pinned up on the walls.
Mm-hmm.
And okay, she has that, like pictures and news clippings and stuff. Anyway. Laci Peterson, Scott's sister-in-law, has been a staunch supporter of his innocence. She has dedicated a significant portion of her time to investigating the case and pushing for a new trial. Laci even went back to school to earn her law degree so she could be part of Scott's defense if a retrial is granted.
Shit.
She graduated, but she took the bar exam last year and failed it, so she has to wait. She's got to take it again. But this hussy went to school to be a lawyer.
To represent
and graduated.
Help her brother. That's pretty...
No, brother-in-law.
Brother-in-law.
In her war room, filled with sticky notes, witness files, clippings, documents, Laci meticulously scrutinizes the police investigation, trial proceedings, and media coverage. She believes that biases, errors, and overlooked evidence led to Scott's wrongful conviction. Laci argues that new evidence indicates Laci was alive after Scott left for the day, suggesting that Scott was wrongfully convicted.
Okay, I'm not saying he wasn't or she wasn't alive after he left, because I'd say if he didn't do it, I 100% think that he at least had it done.
There's more to it. Hold on.
Okay, go ahead. I'm sorry. My brain is just like going through this.
I just don't understand, though. Like, if he did do it, I'm leaning towards he did it. I'm leaning towards he did it, right?
I feel very strongly that he did
I think he did it. But why? Why not divorce her?
Just divorce her and move on.
Because there's no, I mean, I have not read anywhere where he took out a huge life settlement, you know, like a life insurance policy on her. Like, so why?
Right.
Why not leave her? And kill your kid? She was 8.5 months pregnant.
Well, he said he didn't want kids, so it could have been just one of those 2 birds, 1 stone in his mind.
He had to be, I mean, anyways, the case of Scott Peterson remains a topic of public interest and debate. While many believe that the jury reached the correct verdict, others continue to question the evidence and the possibility of Scott's innocence. As new information and theories emerge, the case continues to captivate and intrigue true crime enthusiasts.
Yeah.
So, hold on. While I was watching, because that's all I've topped, so we can put this down.
Okay.
We do need to remember, and I know that we will, because we don't take these things lightly.
No.
Something happened to Laci and her little baby boy Connor. One of the things that they're saying is she was 8.5 months pregnant. Whenever they found Laci, she was not pregnant. There was a baby. They found the baby about the same time. He washed up on shore also.
Okay, well, wait a minute. You said that they found a torso, so the baby could have...
like an upper torso. I don't know.
Do you know what I mean? Like, there could be...
Okay, so that's one of the things that they were trying to figure out.
Okay.
So on the thing that I was watching, and I'll give kudos to everything that I researched and stuff, and my Lord, it's a lot. I had a brain toot. My brain just farted. On the thing I was watching, since Connor was not still inside of Laci, since he was out, some questions were brought up about time of death for him. And I guess, they check and see if there was water in the lungs, how old he was at time of death. Well, the thing about the time of death is that they can't, with somebody that little, I guess, that young, they can't pinpoint it exactly. Someone older, they can be like, been gone for like a day, 24 hours. So they were saying something like it's very possible that he could have been at the age of where he was 2-3 weeks old. 2 or 3 weeks old. At least if he was 2 or 3 weeks old, it means that she was kidnapped and she had the baby and then they were murdered. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, I do.
But I also know... I don't know this, but I also think that... But if you're pregnant and you... But if you're pregnant and you are murdered while you're pregnant, will your body expel the baby?
I don't know that question, but here's what I'm thinking. If you're telling me that they found part of her torso, like her upper body.
There's no L in torso.
Torso. If they found her upper body, then obviously, like, the baby's gone. That was the first thing. When you told me what they found, I was like, where's the baby? Like, that was the first thing I thought. So it very well could have been just decomp, marine life, animals.
We'll pause it and let's find...
Like
pause
that.
it. Pause it. We're going to find out what exactly they found.
Okay.
Pause it.
Okay. So according to ABC News, January 7th of 2006, this was updated. Laci Peterson's head, and parts of her limbs were missing, and plastic tape was wrapped around the neck of her child.
It was duct tape, I think they said.
According to the full autopsy. According to the autopsy, the skin of the child was not decomposed at all, although the right side of his body was mutilated, and the placenta and the umbilical cord were not found with the body.
That's what I'm saying. Like, that's...
They said the cause of Laci's death was undetermined, and there was no evidence of man-made wounds, despite the fact that her head and all or part of her limbs were missing. Now, her body was so badly decomposed that it barely looked like a body, but it did show that her cervix was intact. So she did not give birth vaginally to this child.
So, I mean, this is my opinion on this. I think he did it, right? I think he did it. I don't think there's enough evidence to prove that he did it without a reasonable doubt. So for him to get the death penalty on that, it probably should have been overturned because there was reasonable doubt.
Yeah, I get that.
There's reasonable doubt on it. But the fact remains is they don't know if she had the baby after she died, if her body pushed it out, or if she was actually kidnapped and then she had the baby and then they were killed.
This says the pathologist states that it could not be determined from the autopsy how exactly the baby came out of her body. But it does tell them that the baby was in the womb for many months after Laci was in the water, and that her body had in fact protected the baby until it came out shortly before the bodies were actually found. The tape on her body and a cement bag that was found washed up on the shore could be super important evidence.
Well, there's another thing that goes with that too. He had made homemade anchors. Scott Peterson had made homemade anchors. And he said something along the lines like he made several of them, but there was several of them that they couldn't account for.
Well, they said that if any of that matches cement or duct tape that they've come in contact with in removing stuff from Scott's home or his place of work, that could be crucial evidence.
Right. But they've not matched it yet. Like, they've not done any of that stuff yet.
Yeah.
So I'm wondering do you think he'll get a retrial just based on the jury?
I do.
On the juror.
I could see that.
Do you think he deserves a retrial?
I personally do not think he deserves a retrial.
I think he does.
But
that juror lied.
She did lie.
And
she
the prosecution,
for sure.
Prosecution and the defense did not do their due diligence.
No, they didn't.
On researching the jurors. And she lied. She had a bias.
Yeah,
she did. She went in it with a bias. Regardless if he did it or not, there is a, it
was not fair and just.
Laws that we go by.
Yeah.
And she did not meet the qualifications of a juror.
This could turn around being really good because you got to look back in 2002.
Yeah.
We have come so far in.
Yes.
In scientific technology.
It's been 23
so
years.
Far. So a retrial may just be the nail in his coffin.
I think they should do a retrial.
So.
Well, no, hit the nail already in his coffin. I mean, he can't get any more time.
No, but I mean,
I think the families deserve it.
I think they do. Both sides deserve to know exactly what happened.
Especially like his family are like, he did not do it. He didn't do it. He wouldn't have done this. This is not something that he would have done. And then her side of the family is like, he absolutely did it. You cannot convince us that he didn't do it. And it's really all because I really think it's because he had that affair with Amber. But does an affair constitute, or does it make a murderer?
Right.
And it doesn't.
No, it doesn't. I mean, they can hate him all they want.
So I think his family also deserves to know if he actually is a murderer, instead of them sitting there pining, thinking that a loved one that they have is sitting in jail, rotting away for no reason whatsoever.
Yeah, they both deserve. I mean, I think a retrial would be really good, just because like they were talking like the cement bags and the duct tape and all the stuff that was found on the body, with the body, all of that, they could potentially pull new evidence off that and match that to, I
mean, the duct tape and the cement bags and all. I don't understand why they didn't do that in the first place.
Well, they have to ask their job. I mean, let's be real.
I don't know. It was just a lot. I think, like I said, I think he did it. But I also think he deserves a retrial, and I think they should really. Oh, and another thing, he didn't take the stand. He did not take the stand.
At all?
He didn't take the stand at all. Amber did. Amber Fry did. Everybody else did, but he didn't take the stand. And he came out later on saying that he wished that he had took the stand, that he could actually, say his truth. But the thing about Scott Peterson is He lied
He's
all
a good
the time.
liar.
He's a
compulsive-
pathological liar.
Yeah,
He was a
no.
pathological liar.
And
He
it don't matter
lied.
if he's under oath. It doesn't matter. You've already
No.
killed your wife and baby. What's a lie?
Right. So, I mean, he lied from, oh, I went fishing. No, I went and played golf. You know, I'm not married. Well, I am married, but she died. I have a boat. I bought a boat so Ron and I could go fishing. I mean, he was just
You just don't know what comes out of that guy's mouth.
no.
At all.
So,
Yeah. So I think he should have been, you know, which in a case like this, without hard evidence, it's really hard to put a death penalty on somebody like that.
I
So
mean,
no, he
he's-
shouldn't
and
have
he
a death
still
penalty.
says he's innocent.
Because they cannot find, all it takes is just that one
There's
thing.
no video. They don't even have anybody willing to say, hey, they argued all the time.
That's what I'm saying. So giving him the death penalty, no, I don't think that's fair, because that's a situation where, you know, you hear it all the time, people being put to death and they were wrongfully accused.
Yeah.
So no, I don't think the death penalty would be fair for him, but I think it's the evidence, like the circumstantial evidence is pretty damn strong.
I think he's where he needs to be.
He is 100% where he needs to
He's
be.
definitely where he needs to be. So,
I love it.
so
Perfect.
speaking of the death penalty, and then we got to get off here because we've been recording for a long time. We did a podcast crossover with a couple of sassholes a few months ago, and we talked about Samantha Burns. You can't find that on ours. That's on theirs.
That's on there, and I can look up their show number.
Yeah.
And share it with you guys if you want to go listen. They, I love the girls.
I do.
Just trigger warning. They are a little bit.
They say more than SHIT.
They say, yeah, their cuss words are
Yeah.
stronger.
But we did a crossover, and we gave them this the story
Burns.
of Samantha Burns and Allison Donovan.
Yes.
Which Samantha Burns was from here. She was 19 years old, and
From
she
Hamlin.
was kidnapped and then murdered. And the men who did it were convicted. They said that they did it.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
They
Currently in jail.
They had killed another lady, or
Young woman,
Mhm.
yeah. From North Carolina.
Yep, from North Carolina, and they were sentenced to death. And that was recently overturned.
Yeah.
That
Thanks,
was
Joe Biden.
That was recently overturned. So I was so mad that day I was so mad and hurt for Samantha Burns' family.
For her and Alice Donovan.
yeah.
I mean,
I was so upset for their family because they deserve that justice. Those two men took her out of the Huntington Mall parking lot, murdered her.
mhm.
They have never
Mm-hmm.
told where the body was.
I mean, they keep telling where the body is. They keep giving maps and telling, oh, this is where she was.
Yeah.
But there's never been a body found.
They've never found a body.
Never.
So knowing that they were going to, meet their maker, as they should. I mean, they should. They murdered those girls
Yep.
out of cold blood.
Yep, they should not be allowed to live.
They were overturned, and now they just get life in prison. And I think that is such
It's
a
bullshit.
injustice.
It is bullshit.
It's unbelievable to me that happened. I just don't even know what to say. I mean, I don't even know what to say. I
It is
really have no
crap.
words. So
And here's the thing is, like, and here's my problem with it is I feel like I'm torn, because if I was her mom or her sister, you would want them to, number one, be alive until they could tell where she was. We just want to know where she is. Bring Samantha home. But at the same time, well, hell, they don't have a reason to tell where she is now. They can live. They can die in prison. They live their
won't
whole
tell.
life out. They ain't going to tell where she is.
Now, there was another guy on I had posted something about it on
Oh,
Facebook.
that's crazy.
And he does a podcast. I'm not going to say his name.
Oh.
I'm not going to say his name because I don't know if he wants
Was
me
it
to
the
or
video?
not. Mm-mm.
No, I think we're talking about something else.
He
Okay,
does.
go
He
ahead.
does another podcast, super cool podcast. But I'm not going to say his name because or his podcast because I don't know if he wants me to or not. Because
Right.
I think him and I kind of disagreed on this.
Yeah.
But he was like, well, I think it was Chad Fawkes. He was like, he helped find Allison, and he's told him several times, that she's in the river or something like that. I don't know what it was. And I'm just, to me, that's, They have told so many different stories about where
You
these
can't
girls.
believe shit.
Now they did find the one girl. They found
They
Allison.
did, yes.
And I believe it was Chad Folks. It could have been the other dude. I don't know. That finally did say some people wrote him and was like, please tell us where she's at. And finally he did. He did tell, you know. I just think it's such an injustice. It is such an injustice, and I feel sorry for her family. And I've thought about that. She was close to my age when that happened.
Yeah, we talked about that on the podcast.
I work with a girl who said that she worked with her at JCPenney at the time and said she was wonderful. She was lovely. She was awesome, and a life gone. And here we had to spare these two pieces of horseshit. Yeah, because they're worse than horseshit.
Yeah, and they get to live out their life just chilling.
Yep. Just
free meals,
chilling,
nice warm bed.
So yeah. So if you listen to that, that's the update on that. It was overturned.
Yeah.
So
yay. So if you guys don't mind, be sure to go follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok at Watch for Deer Podcast. Email us a story or questions or comments at watchfordeerpodcast@gmail.com. Y'all be safe
and watch for deer.